So going into the chorus, we're suddenly introduced with a whole bunch of percussion elements. So normally when we're treating tracks, we look at each individual element and we kind of work it so that the individual elements stand out. However, in certain circumstances, that's not really necessary. And in this particular case, all of these different percussion elements, tambourine, shakers, bells, this extra snare, this extra percussion, they're all meant to sort of work together as one percussion groove. And so it actually would kind of work against us if we were to start trying to treat every element to stand out on its own and everything to shine out on its own. Instead, what we want to do is glue it all together and make it one homogenized element. First thing I'm thinking is that just because it picks up the energy so much, I kind of want to turn it up a little bit more. So I'm just going to pull it up here. And I want this snare and percussion here to both be a little bit louder as well, just because it's sort of holding down that kind of bump, 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 backbeat groove that's sort of signature to the record. And now what I want to do is something that's kind of similar to what I did before with smoothing out the high end, but keeping the high end presence that I did with the Uda percussion. So let's pull up. Good old trusty VMR. And let's see what we can get off of our VCC, just in terms of getting some glue going. And I love what this is doing to the bell right off the bat. It's pulling up that just perfect frequency for the bell to stand out in the right way. It's also doing something nice to the that backbeat percussion that I was talking about before as well. So one of the things that I might also try and do is a little bit of compression. I'm going to go with this guy here. This might be too aggressive, but I'm going to do what's called parallel compression, where I get my compression going and then I sort of create a mix of wet to dry. And that is probably going to give me what I'm looking for. Basically what I want to do with this compressor is I want to make something that feels like everything is super glued together, like really smeared and running into each other. And then from there, find a blend of wet to dry where I've got just enough of that glue and smear to keep it all nice and held together, but not so much where it sounds blurry and messy. Woo-wee. You can also use this to kind of tame the high end too. Basically what I'm doing is kind of similar to the high pass filter feeding the detector. This little HFDET, I'm guessing stands for high frequency detector, and what it's doing is it's pushing more high end into the detector circuit so that the compressor is reacting more to like the tambourine. Sometimes playing around with the release timing can be kind of cool too, because you can sometimes find like a little bit of an inside groove that you can get from adjusting the release. Like just even turning it slightly kind of brings out what the shaker is doing, which I think is kind of cool. So really keeping an ear out for what your timing controls are doing on a compressor. To me, that's the secret to compression, is like really getting a mastery over your timing controls. That's pretty cool right there. think I can maybe take that down just a notch, and I'm talking like half a dB might be enough.
Down, 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 down from your love. So sick of coming down, 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 down from your love. So sick of coming down, 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 down from.
I think I'm going to back off the drive a little bit.
Down, 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 down from your love.